Hello and welcome. My name is Anastasia Zatula. Happy New Year to everybody. And because it's a new year, I thought I will make this video and will tell you how to normalize your wishes. Every one of you is probably wishing for something. I mean, it's normal. It's New Year, magical time. Everybody wants something. Now, but often the wishes don't come true, and then we just booking the same wishes again and again and again. Actually, I decided to record this video because I was talking to my friend and I told her, what are you going to wish for New Year? And she said the same thing I wished last year. And it was kind of comical and funny, but it happens often. So we have a whole list of wishes and they don't come true. Now, but they should come true, and I will tell you how to do that. Again, it is all energy work. Now, I understand it's all energy work long time ago, when I was already on my path of developing myself, and I had this task to write 300 things that I want in life. It was mostly items, and obviously I went for the most expensive things. Like I had a private jet on there. I mean, private jet, really? It was like maybe 10 years ago or something, but still, I was not even flying that much to dream about a private jet. But this was always my issue. I always want either something really big or nothing at all, and obviously that's a mistake. So I wrote 300 of those wishes, and as it always happens in the beginning, these were the most desirable wishes that I wanted to have, and then at the end, since there was already like I was just writing anything just to finish the list. So at the end I was writing, I want a candle, I want a particular dress, I want like something completely like useless. I remember I wanted a set of decorative pillows. For what, I don't know. I never really liked them, but still I was writing because I needed to complete the list. Now, why my wishes that I really wanted, that were up front, never came true? Because they were very far-fetched. They were not normalized. They were not my norm, and they were very far from my norm. And that's why I kind of gave up on that idea. I really never even looked through that list because I knew almost nothing of it came true. Now, the same happened with my friend. She wrote a list of wishes last year, and I'm not going to tell you what those wishes are, but they are really quite challenging and very ambitious. I mean, we were just laughing about it, but still, I understand what she needs to do, and I hope she will watch this video, so it will help her for those wishes to come true, the same as mine. Now, my wishes that I wrote last year did came true. They were maybe too ambitious too. Like, for example, I wanted to visit 12 new countries, but honestly, after the 4th new country, I was like overwhelmed already. It was a lot to take in, a lot to... and I was not traveling as a tourist, I was traveling as a traveler. I mean, I would stay in one place for a month or so, and I would try to acquaint myself with everything, try to explore everything, to see, but it was a little too much for my even for my grasp. So did my list of wishes came true? A lot of them did, some of them didn't. Now, why? Because some of them were not maybe that important, and some were not normalized. They were really far-fetched, you see. Like for example, this was not my wish, but if I would want to have a child by the end of the year, but I don't even have a potential father for it, it is far-fetched, you see. I mean, I'm not a spontaneous person, but it would be kind of strange to wish for eggs before chicken. I mean, I would need to have some kind of partner to want something else. Doesn't mean that it couldn't happen in the same year. Yeah, of course it can, but still it would be a little not as normalized as I would want it to be. It would be uncomfortable for my mind. So wishes are basically an energy work with our mind. As you probably watch TikTok and YouTube and everything, you know that you need to be aligned with your wishes. You are here, your wishes are somewhere over here. You just need to basically to get a little up from your normal energetic state. Now, if your wishes are over here, it would be very hard to jump. And this was always my problem. I always wanted to be over here, So either I'm over here, or I don't need this mediocre kind of wishes, which is wrong. I don't say that it's not wrong, but still, it would be very hard to jump that much. It would be very hard for your mind and for your energy. Remember, energy develops like this, not like this. So ideally, you should upgrade yourself little by little, and I speak about this often. So that's what the some wishes, they are over here, and what you need to do, you need to make sure that your wishes are not that far and it's easy for you to jump towards them, to align yourself with them. And aligning yourself with them is changing the energy. And to change the energy, you need to change the mind, you need to change the perspective, and I will tell you about that. Now, if you think that don't think that some of your wishes are, you don't deserve them. I hope and beg any of you not to think like this. You see, when I wanted the private plane, I never thought I don't deserve it. But I knew it was far-fetched because it is not my norm. At that time, I would probably travel once or twice a year. It was not like, it was a serious occasion for me to go somewhere on vacation, to go, like, it was, to have a private plane was like something out of a different universe completely, you see? But I never felt like I don't deserve, and I hope you don't. The more you feel like it's normal, like it's deserving, the more you will get it. I worked in finances and I work with very wealthy people, and trust me, the more people would take something normal, the more they aligned they were, the more I wanted to do something for them. Not even to do something for them, but to, like, it was not a question. Like, for example, if they would want me to do some kind of favor and it was in my power, I would not even question, should I do, should I not do? I would do it. Why? Because for them it was normal. And it was not because they were great clients. I mean, all my clients were great, but that's because for them it was normal. I was basically, I was doing it something for them. So you need to align and you need to normalize your wishes. I do want to tell you though, don't think that you've been greedy or that you wanted so much. Now, you need to make sure that you do want something. This is important. Before you will start normalizing your wishes, you need to make sure that you do want, and that you do want a lot. If you don't want, you're giving up on life. In the energetic world, there is a belief that when a person stops wanting something, the person stops living, and basically that's when a person dies, because there is no curiosity, no excitement, no desires anymore, and the person gives up on life. Why would the person live if there is no excitement of experiencing anything anymore? So you need to want, and the more you want, the better it is. Now you just need to make sure that what you want, you normalize it. And how are you going to do? I'm going to tell you. So basically, you need to make sure that your wish is somewhat closer to you, or you move yourself closer to that wish. So if I want a private plane, it's okay for me to want private plane if I can get myself to this, you see? If I will be able energetically to raise myself to owning a private plane, I will get myself a private plane. The private plane, I will be able to afford it. Now, it would be hard, yeah, to get myself, but if I can really wish for it, and it's as long as I can normalize. So if I could not normalize, then maybe I should wish for traveling more often, or traveling business class first, so something like that, something similar. Like, for example, I will tell you about my my wish. If you know, I always wanted to play a lotto. Not like this. Always wanted to win big in a lotto. I do play a lotto, and I think it's normal. Why I started playing is because we had a client who won big. And when he won the lotto, I don't know how much he won. I don't even remember his name, honestly. And I don't think it's important. The point is that when I started my career in finances, I met this guy. He was not my client, but he was a client of the financial institution. And he chose to receive not a lump sum, but an annuity. So he was receiving a particular sum every month. And when he was receiving that particular sum, he was coming to reinvest that sum that was coming into his account. And he was doing it for a few months. So I was observing him, and I realized that it's very, very possible. He was the one who actually pushed me to play the lotto, because I was like, okay, so if he won, then there is a chance for me. But I still was not very convinced that I should play. I always thought it's a waste of money. I always thought that, I could do better than that. Maybe, obviously I was investing, but I still thought that it was somewhat shameful to hope to win big, something like that. It was a very mixed feelings for me. Now, I obviously didn't want to win $1,000. I wanted to win big. I wanted to win millions, of course, at once. And it was hard for me, except for this client that I have no clue how much he won. I don't think it was that big, but it was still pretty good amount. I really didn't know anybody. I knew a whole bunch of people that were wasting money on lotteries, but I didn't know anybody who won. So I was here, and the winning a lot of money was somewhere really, really far, and I didn't know how to close this gap between us, because obviously the only way to close that gap, I thought, was to win. But how can I win if I could not close the gap? So I was playing, but I was not winning. I was not even winning 2 doors or 4 doors. I was not winning nothing at all, and I was getting more and more disappointed. But my desire to hit was more than just my disappointment. So I started researching, I started looking into this, and I bumped into this article, and the article said something that it was like one of financial specialist was basically giving interview on the lottery winnings and what to do. And I was basically reading, I was acquainting myself, and I wanted to close the gap. So I was getting all the information I could about the lottery. And he said that in United States, every day somebody wins at least $100,000. Just because it's not a big amount, you don't hear about it, but every single day somebody wins at least $100,000. And it clicked in my head. It closed like this almost, the gap. Because now I understand, if somebody wins every day, why couldn't it be me? And you see, the gap became closer, and once the gap became not as wide, I started winning. Not that much, maybe like $4 here, $15, like this. I think once I won $100. I worked at my job as I was owning the world, but the gap was closed, and because the gap was somewhat closed, I started seeing the results. You see, still not where I wanted to be, but still. That was the first. The first one was when I actually met the guy. Well, not exactly met, but I knew about him. I knew that he was a lottery winner. That was the first one that actually prompted me to play. The second one was this article. It was a really good article, and I really liked it. I really liked what I read there. That was the second. So every time I got something, I was getting closer and closer. Now, what I need to do something else, right? So basically, the reason why I wanted to play the lotto, because I wanted to have a lot of money. I wanted to have a historical project, restoration project on the historical buildings that like in so many countries they're just falling apart. That's basically was my focus, really. That's why I wanted so much money. I mean, I wouldn't lie. I obviously wanted some money for myself, but for the most part, that was my huge ambitious goal. So, but in my life, you see, I live in the United States by myself. I don't have like super wealthy grandparents or relatives that don't have nobody else. Even my bonuses were capped. There's just that amount that you can get in bonuses. So everything was very predictable, and I could not, there's nothing that I could get money out of somewhere. And lottery was that way out. The lottery was basically something that would close my gap between me and the money that I could have get somewhere else. You see, it is important to understand, if I'm here and I want to get, like, let's say, a car, to buy a car. Let's imagine I don't have a car. Let's imagine I don't have a driver's license, but I do want to drive and I want to get a car. There is a huge gap between us, right? But if I will see, okay, so my friend got a driver's license, now I can get a driver's license. Seems like she was able to. I guess I can do that too. You see, the gap will close a little bit. And then well, maybe I don't have much money to buy a car, but I can always, one of my parents can co-sign and get a lease, or maybe co-sign with me on a loan, or maybe I can work part-time and I can get some money and buy not a super expensive car like this. So the gap will close even more. So the same was with me and the money. Once I start playing the lotto, start understanding that, I can really win, I close the gap between me and the big money, and I start receiving money. This is the funny thing. Did I win the big jackpot? Not yet. But I start winning $1,000 here, a couple thousand there, like this. Plus I start receiving money that were not planned, that were not my bonuses or something like that. The money just were coming. And why? Because I closed the gap between me and those money that were not counted for. So it was not my salary, it was not my bonuses, it was not my birthday presents. Like, it was just this money that were coming, you see. But what I need to do, I needed to become in alignment with something new, with the money that were just coming, the big money, the lotto. Now, why didn't I hit the big jackpot yet? I have fears, honestly. I think that's what it is. Because with big jackpot comes a lot of responsibility, publicity. You have to pay a lot of taxes, and I'm not sure whether I'm ready to. But I'm ready to have some money, some really good money. So what I want to say is, yes, I still have a gap. I do obviously have, and that gap will be closed. But that helped me greatly. I was able to normalize playing lotto. I was able to normalize winning the lottery, because usually what people think about the lottery is just buying and just throwing the money. But I normalized that winning the lottery was normal. And once I normalized that, I was able to start not only winning, but I started receiving money from other sources just because. So if you want to, after this long story, if you have a particular list of wishes you want to come up true in 2025, you need to close the gap. You need to make sure that they are normalized. And you will tell me, well, Anastasia, if I close the gap, then they are not my wishes, I don't really need them no more. No, that's not true. You will still want them, and once you will receive them, you will see how powerful you are, and you will just be able to make another list. For example, if you have on your list, I want to get married in 2025 or something like that, or I want to be in a loving, happy relationship with the man, normalize it. You see, why you're not in a loving, happy relationship right now is because it's not normal for you. Why it's not normal for you? I mean, I don't know everybody, but maybe you're so used to live on your own. Maybe you're comfortable on your own. Now somebody will get into your routine, and it won't be as comfortable for you. I'm not sure. I mean, everybody is different, but it closed that gap. Imagine yourself just for one day. Imagine that you're with the guy, that he lives with you already, and your whole day is just. Imagine your whole day with that extra person in your life. Imagine you're waking up, and let's imagine he already woke up. He went for a run. You're waking up. He's coming back, and he's going to a shower, and then he's making breakfast, and you're still like a little slow drinking your tea. And how would you feel? I mean, do you feel like awkwardness? Do you feel strange feelings or something like that? If you feel any kind of tension, my neighbor's slamming the doors. If you feel any kind of tension, then it's not normal. It's not normalized. You see, your wishes is far-fetched. If you feel weird that the guy will come and he's like, oh, I'm going to the shower, and you're like all nervous, then chances are you won't be in a relationship, because it's really not comfortable for you. Now let's do something else. Let's imagine you want to have a really fancy bag. You want a Birkin, and you really. And you know that to get a Birkin, you need to have to wait, and you have to have a good standing with Hermes, right? You really need to be like a good client over there. So you think to yourself, you're here, this is your Birkin here, and you think to yourself, a new Birkin I'm talking about, and you think to yourself, well, how can I get it? I mean, if I never shop in Hermes, I mean, I have to become a client, I have to start spending, I have to have a relationship before they have to offer it to me, so it's really far. Now, but you can get it as a gift. You can meet a guy who will be a frequent in Hermes, and they would, and he will be able to buy it for you, or whoever. I'm not sure how it works, but still, it could be, or maybe who knows? I actually have somebody who just went to Hermes and bought a Birkin. It was not the color exactly that she wanted, but she took it. So I'm not. I guess it depends on the store, so too. So. Don't judge me. I never fished for a Birkin, so I'm not sure how it works over there. But that's what I know. But you see, you need to close this gap. If the gap is too wide, chances are the wish will not come true. And that's exactly what happened. It was my friend, and with me, some wishes were really, really far-fetched, and I didn't take a trouble to close that gap. I never really did. I wished them just like everybody else. I thought about them for a couple of days and I forgot about them. And obviously, I opened them yesterday. They're on my phone in the notes. And I'm like, oh yeah, it was a good wish. Why I never took a trouble to work on it? I am not sure. So normalize your wishes. Make sure that they're normal, and start working on them. If you want to have an ideal body, like all toned, like loose, I don't know, 100 pounds or something, and you don't want to get on Ozempic, and you're here right now with the huge weight, and your perfect body is over here, and you know this, like, the gap is so huge that all you can think about is just going and getting yourself a donut and a coffee, you know. Don't get the donut and coffee, or you can get the coffee but don't get the donut. But think about this. I mean, it's not that hard. And I'm telling you, as somebody who can gain weight, you can reduce your carbs, and it's not that really hard. Or you can do intermittent fasting. Also, you're not really giving up on food, you're just giving up on particular hours of food, and then you can add like little walking, little running, and it will get closer. You see, you just need to convince your mind that it gets closer. It might not be as easy, but as long as your mind believes, as long as your mind is on the same page, your mind will move the energy to get yourself to this. Honestly, every time I want to slim down, I work with my mind and my energy. Yeah, obviously I go for a run and everything, but I go for a run frequently, and I gain weight when I go for a run too. Unless my mind is on the same point and working with me, honestly, no running, no nothing will help. It's all in the mind. So what else could be your wish? Your wish could be to travel more. But you have a job that you're basically stuck to a desk and you could not really leave that. But who knows, you know? I remember it was my last job, I think, and they were talking about only coming to the office for 2 days. You never know. And I know that some of my friends that stayed there, they really do travel a lot. Not far, because they have like only 5-7 days, but they do all travel through South America, Caribbean all the time, just because of that, because they have the ability and to travel. Now they could not work from because they could not be outside of US, but they can take a few days off here and there, and it's possible. If the work is done, they can take like free time or something. So what I want to say, this is you and this is your wish. Close the gap. Once you close the gap, you normalize it, and it will become true. It will have to become true. And whatever it is, even the private plane, right? Let's imagine I do want a private plane. I really don't, because it's a huge expense. With private planes, it's not the plane that's expensive. I actually have a couple of friends who have them, but they have it more because they just like this kind of stuff. Collectors of I have one friend that he has 3 of them, 3 planes. And he just, I don't know, he likes them. He buys them, he resells them. But the whole point is, it's not about, the expense is not in the plane. The expense is in maintaining the plane. You have to have a place where you park it. You have to have a crew. You have to have somebody keeping up the maintenance and everything. plus you have to have licenses and all that stuff. So the price is the issue is not with the plane. The issue is just like a boat, the same thing. You have to have to spend a lot of money for upkeep. Now, but let's imagine I do want to have a plane, I do want to travel, and I'm here because the gap is too big. I mean, winning the lotto I think is easier than getting the private plane. I just don't understand why, like it's not. But let's imagine that this is my wish. Now I just need to close. How? I could think to, well, Anastasia, you don't really need a new plane, you can buy a used one. And then I can come up with something. You don't really need to pay cash, you can take a loan. You can create an LLC and take a loan for the down payment of that plane. It will close even more, and then maybe we'll come up with some kind of else idea and it will close even more. So normalize every single wish you have, whatever it is. It can become normal. I'm telling you, I work with different kind of people, with people that don't believe that they can afford to go to Florida for vacation for 7 days, and then I had people who believe they can be anywhere in the world. It's this. The thing is that the funny thing is that materially those people were not as different. You see, it's all in their mind. Because I work with people that were all wealthy, but some were just afraid to go and spend thousands of dollars in Florida, and some just believed that it won't even cost $1,000. They believe that they could, I don't know, travel in the budget or something like that. So what I want to say, it's more in your mind. Once your mind is on the same page, your energy will start working with it. Normalize it and do wish. Let me see what I did. Yeah, so that's it. To sum it up, you need to, it is New Year, so do wish. I mean, magical time, everybody is so happy. It adds to our collective subconscious. Use this energy. It's new moon, obviously. Use that energy as well. Do wish. Don't feel bad that you're wishing. Don't feel like, oh my God, there is kids starving somewhere far away and I'm here wishing for a private plane. No, don't think like this. There's really nobody. There is only you, and you focus on yourself. You will be able to save others when you will save yourself. So focus on yourself. Do wish, because if you stop wishing, you will stop living. And once you will stop living, you will stop experiencing, you will stop getting anything. I mean, that's the end, honestly. So do wish, do want. Don't believe that you are asking for too much. It's never too much. I'm telling you this as an energy worker. There's no such thing as too much or too little. It's all neutral, honestly. And often you hear it in these videos that it's as easy to attract, to create a tree as it is a stone or something like that. So basically it is the same. Honestly, in the universe, everything works the same. Everything is to how normal you think it is in your life. So you just need to align and normalize your wishes. Once you do that, you're covered. So do wish, and then when you have your list of wishes, don't wish too much. Don't do the 300 wishes. It doesn't make no sense. Wish, let's say you have 12 wishes, like one wish for every month, and then normalize it. Make sure you feel great about them. Make sure you feel normal about them. You're not look, if you, like, let's say for example, I want a wealthy, successful, beautiful, handsome boyfriend. Let's imagine. Now, yeah, it sounds exciting. I will have such man in my life. But what about his lifestyle? Yeah, it sounds exciting just to think about this, but what about living with him? I mean, am I ready for that kind of life? Like, to be honest with myself. So that's why it has to be normalized. It truly needs to be normalized. Now, once you will, so do wish, normalize those wishes. Find any kind of proof to normalize. If it's something like it was lottery for me, and you don't have nobody in your family winning, find some kind of proof. Find somebody online. There are a lot of videos on YouTube, I think, about people that won the lottery, that was sharing it. I think there is even one on, there is a channel on TikTok I saw once. Also, they're speaking about winning the lottery. If that's your, obviously, thing. I know people that play poker professionally, not professionally, but they do win and win a lot. Also, just those people that are winning in cards really really good, and they win large sums of money, they had somebody who normalized it for them. Like I have a friend, she periodically goes and she does play and she does win. Why? Because her father used to do it, and her father used to actually do it almost for a living when there were hard times, and he was winning a lot, so he normalized it for her. Now she knows, she doesn't abuse it obviously, because it's still frowned upon, but she does. Every time she needs some extra cash for occasion, she goes and she plays, and she always wins because it's normalized for her. So if you are looking for something like that, for something that's you think it's not good, that people will judge you for that, who cares, honestly? It's all in your mind. Normalize it for yourself, and you will be able to do it. You will see. I did it in I even normalized doing the YouTube. I mean, I'm not a public person, as you know. I'm very introverted. I should be saying very introverted, but still I am. And for me to speak like this in public is very, very strange. But I normalized it. I mean, I had a couple coaches that are also introverted, but they were able to put themselves out there, and I observed them. They normalized it for me, and I was thinking, well, if they can, I mean, I can too. It shouldn't be that hard. So whatever your wish is, if you have questions, if you have a wish and you don't know how to close the gap, how to normalize it, you can ask me. Again, don't drag the wish down. Pull yourself up. So if you want a private plane, don't think about, well, nobody really needs them anymore. they're not as good. Don't do like this. Or if you want to have don't put on a pedestal your wish, but also don't drag it down. Raise yourself up. You see? So if you want to win a lottery, don't drag the lottery down. Oh, nobody really plays, nobody really cares about this, because then you won't care. You don't want that. You do want to get something great, something that everybody wants. If you want to have a relationship with the man, and he's like really far over here, don't bring him down again, as long as he's not on the pedestal, but start raising yourself up. Yeah, I'm an amazing person, and he wants me, and I'm great, and I'm sure we will be happy together. Yeah, and we see eye to eye and stuff like that. So bring yourself up. All right, that's it. If you have questions, do ask. Happy New Year again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody. Normalize your wishes, and they will all come true. Bye. Enjoy your day.